The Trudeau government plans to waste a staggering $75 million of taxpayers' money in order to expedite an enormous backlog of air traveler complaints. The government recently announced it would allocate the money resolve passenger complaints in the airline industry. One has to wonder if Ottawa are trying to top the Arrive Can app scandal. $75 million will not stem the volume of dissatisfied, slighted consumers. Any toddler can see that the problems can only be solved by boosting service levels both on the ground and in the air. This latest cringe-worthy idea, one can only conclude that the poor travelers who filed these complaints are funding the processing in part by their tax payments. Just over the past few months, the Canadian Transport Agency reported a surge in complaints to over 30,000, up from 18,000 the previous summer. And since the holiday season, they have received over 10,000 additional grievances. Air Canada says the country's passenger rights overhaul will hardly hurt its bottom line. Air Canada's Chief Financial Officer John Burt said the financial impact of the reforms will be incremental. He says the full impact of the updated rights charter will become more apparent in 2024, noting there would be some added pressure. In April of 2023, the federal government announced sweeping reforms to the air passenger protection regulations, with the specifics now being hashed out by Canada's transport regulator. The changes appear to scrap a loophole through which airlines have denied customers compensation for flight delays or cancellations when they were required for safety purposes. The new rules also ratchet up the maximum penalty for airline violations to $250,000 and put the regulatory cost of complaints on carriers. Aviation data company Cirium released its annual report on Tuesday, ranking the most on-time airlines and airports across the world. Among North America's 10 largest airlines, Air Canada came in last place, with 63.17% of its flights arriving at the gate within 15 minutes of the scheduled arrival time, the report showed. That means more than 138,000 of Air Canada's planes arrived at the gate late by over 15 minutes after the scheduled arrival time. Meanwhile, Calgary-based airline WestJet fared better, coming in 7th place with 69.29% of its planes arriving on time. Air Canada, we are not happy until you're not. A slogan meant as a joke sadly is turning to a fitting credo.